Welcome back to episode 23 of Hockey Actually, everyone. We're at the end of January, finally. Finally, it's been such a crazy month, such a long month. I'm Izzy, this is Nicolleta, and we're gonna start with some injuries because what
Why wouldn't
is
we?
what is Canucks hockey without injuries?
Injuries.
Because of course, it's that kind of year. Um, I don't even know where to we
Who
can
should we start with?
I probably go in chronological order,
Go for it.
which would have started on Sunday when Zeev Buium took a shot to the face, a actual shot by a puck to the face, left the game, came back with a face shield and finished the game. And then next thing you know, the day after he's put on IR for a facial fracture. Um, so yeah, we're not off to a good start. But that game, Williams' injury was not the only game injury sustained in that game because at the end of the third period, at the end of the game, Brock Boeser, who is battling away in the crease to try and help tie the game up for the Canucks against the Penguins, um, ends up taking a headshot from Penguins forward Brian Rust and is now on concussion protocol. We also got an update today that he is going to go travel with the team on the trip. I guess this current trip they're on after Saturday is their mom's trip. Fun enough. But
Oh,
I know, right? It's cute. I love seeing
that's
that.
very cute. Yeah.
But so he'll be traveling on the trip, but it looks like he's unlikely to play until after the break, which
Which is
honestly,
fine.
yeah, I feel like at this point in the season, and you've only got 3 games left, you may as well give him that break. Let him rest the whole time. Don't rush him back. Um,
Especially if he's on concussion protocol. Like,
exactly.
better to be safe than sorry.
Because we know how damaging concussions can be. But yeah, Rust ended up getting suspended for 3 games for that headshot. So I guess Department of Player Safety decided to do something about that this time around. But those were the 2 injuries from Sunday. We move on to Tuesday against the San Jose Sharks, and Nils Höglander misses a good chunk of the third period against San Jose. A lot of people were kind of speculating because there's a bit of a sickness going through the locker room right now. A lot of players have kind of been missing practices and then playing for games and then not playing as much because of this whole sickness. It's a whole thing, which is understandable because January and it's sick season, so understandable. But it turns out that Höglander did not miss the rest of the game due to sickness. It was injury. So he was being evaluated for lower body injury, and this is particularly interesting because it was a lower body injury that kept him out of the start of the season. So we don't know if it's related to that or not, but last we had heard he is being evaluated. And honestly, same logic for me applies to Höglander, Buium, and Boeser is that you got 3 games left until like you take a break. Just ride it out, let them rest, let them
Just,
take that break, and
yeah.
then see where things go from there, right?
Yeah. I mean, at this point, it's more just like okay, yeah, this makes sense.
It's like, oh, it's you this time? All right.
It's like, okay, who's next on the chopping block?
Literally, right? Like, I think I want to say there are 3 or 4 players who have actually played in every single game this season on the Canucks. Whether that's due to injury, due to being scratched or whatnot, like 3 players who have played, 3 or 4 who have played in every single game.
That's something.
It is definitely something. But on the injury topic, we did get some updates on a couple injuries, and I will start with the most severe of them, which honestly I feel like was expected, is that Demko will be out for the remainder of the 2025-26 season. like it's hard because like first off, from a human standpoint, poor guy cannot catch a break. And you know that he's trying, but it's just injury after injury after injury after injury. Like, I do think it is the right decision to shut him down for the remainder of the season and let him get the help he needs. But at the same time,
It's I think we've discussed Demko quite extensively, and I'm not surprised whatsoever. And I really hate to be that person, but yeah. Yeah, management, a little too much faith.
it's not a surprise, unfortunately.
Like, of
But
course it's disappointing, but
yeah,
it just is like, I'm like, yeah, that's about right.
that checks.
Yeah, that checks out.
Yeah, but
But yeah, I
yeah.
hope the surgery goes well for him
Mhm.
and that he recovers well. But I think management needs to reconsider a lot of things before going forward.
It's an interesting situation they've gotten themselves in. And if anything, it makes a lot of people were kind of criticizing signing Kevin Lankinen after last season because you have Demko and Lankinen. And oh, you know what? All of their goaltending moves were kind of being criticized, and they still are. But if anything, this makes the Lankinen signing look a lot better. Yeah.
But I think, as we've previously discussed, as much as I like Lankinen, I don't think he's capable of being a starting goalie
Mm-hmm.
or is at the caliber slash has the endurance to be a starting goalie. So I'm hoping, I really hate to be that person, but I'm really hoping that Nikita Tolopilo kind of like locks in and I don't know, pulls off some magic.
Well, we did see him lock in
Yeah, he
pretty
did
well
very
on
well, yeah.
Thursday. Yeah, when he okay, here's the stupid thing is because Lankinen came in during the second period and made one stop, the shutout does not belong to Tolopilo. It belongs to
Yeah.
both of them. One save. But you
It
know
still
what?
counts.
In our books, it's Tolopilo's shutout.
Yeah.
But yeah, we did see him lock in on Thursday, and honestly, like I know he hasn't had phenomenal outings prior to Thursday's game as of late.
Yeah.
Like there were two games in which he let in like 6 goals, but honestly, I don't completely blame those on him. If you're looking at the Canucks' defensive structure and what's going on there, like I
It's
think like
you can only do so much as a goaltender, like
especially as like a rookie, like this is like he made his NHL debut last season, of course, but this is like his first season kind of getting more than like a game or two in
yeah.
NHL, right? So you don't really blame him. He's young and
You
he's
live, you learn.
exactly, and you're figuring things out, right? Like you see the try is there, you see the effort is there. You can't blame him for that, right?
No. I mean, I'd say as we I think we talked about it last episode where it's I don't care about the result. I care about the effort.
Mm-hmm.
I care to see that you're showing up and you're putting in your possible best. Your best may not be good enough, but if you're doing your best, that's all you can do, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and if we can see that, that's what matters. And I felt like I saw that with him, and I was like, okay, that's fine. We take it.
A very non-hockey related analogy that made me think of is I don't know if this happened with you, but in like math classes when they always say show your work,
Hmm.
regardless of whether you get the right answer or not. And who knows, you might get the marks because you showed
Yeah.
it. Like that, right? Like
You
you
know,
don't
it's
have to get the right answer, just show that you're doing the work and you're taking those steps.
and you're thinking about it. You're processing the information. Yeah. It
Exactly.
like a zero is worse than a 0.5.
Mm-hmm.
So you
Yep.
get point marks.
Yep.
Sure, it's not the full mark, but
You're
it's
still
something.
getting something. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
But off the topic of goalies, because I know we've talked about the goalies a lot this season. Marco Rossi is also not expected back until after the break, which honestly, again, to echo every other injury related thing, not surprising, but just let him rest up and let him recover properly, right? And there's no need to rush people back. But yeah. So
Exactly.
that is our recap of the injuries for this week. Just this week. Keep that in mind, everyone. Just this week. But we did have another interesting development kind of with the trade deadline being so close to the end of the Olympic break. We talked a bit about players that could end up being traded last episode. And there is one player who actually kind of came into the headlines a little more this week, which I'm sure a lot of people are not upset about, and that is Evander Kane. Of course,
I can tell you for damn sure I'm not peeved.
You're like, oh, really? Wow. I bet you this team would love to have him.
Yep.
But yeah, so I believe it was last week a report broke out that Dallas and Colorado were two teams that were interested in Kane. Which honestly, like, I feel like if anything, those kind of that blueprint is the kind of team that you're looking for to take on a player like Evander Kane, because he can provide some toughness on occasion. He can maybe factor into the depth scoring. Like, the teams that are looking for him are not going to be the ones that are looking for like a bona fide game breaker, right? They're going to be looking for supplementary offense or other things. And just I guess
a placeholder, and he is a decent placeholder.
Yeah, someone to kind of like fill a gap, right? A small gap. You're not going to be like filling a main hole. This is like a tiny little gap, right? But on Tuesday, which was when the San Jose Sharks were in town, there were 17 scouts in the press box, which is not, that's quite a big number compared to usual days. And so a lot of people were kind of speculating how many of these scouts were here to kind of check out Evander Kane, right? Of course, everyone knows that the Canucks are kind of, everyone's for sale at this point, it almost feels like. So it might not, and probably was not just for Evander Kane, but the fact that there were all those scouts, and there were like a lot of scouts based in the California region that were there that night, it is interesting.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, he actually got into a fight that game. So, like,
I wonder why.
Toughness, look.
Yep. No, I read a tweet that shout out Jeff Patterson, love you, man. Where he was like, sit him out and just let the offers come in, because you don't want to backtrack the progress that he's made. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's showed what he can do, and we know that he can do worse, but he's on a good roll. Stop him while before it's too late. Pull him out, and then see what offers are available.
Don't let him make it worse.
Yes. Don't let him make it worse. It's like, we're good. We're in a good place. There's no reason to be messing that up, you know?
And of course, another concern that comes up with that as well, which we saw with Kiefer Sherwood, is the injury risk, right? If he continues playing, and whether he's showcased on the first line or he's put down on the fourth line, there's still going to be a risk of him possibly getting an injury. And of course, last season, he had missed pretty much the entire regular season due to injury. If something happens where, something like that is re-aggravated, or even if he gets like some sort of injury, that value is gonna is gonna tank. So yeah, don't let him make it worse.
Don't let him make it worse.
That is a way of referring to that. Absolutely.
But yeah, I think he needs to go
Yeah,
respectfully.
yeah, yeah. And like, I mean, here, let's think of it this way. If you're going to move on from Kiefer Sherwood, who was a pending UFA who provided so much for this team, you're kind of are like eyeing all your other pending UFAs and going like, if they're not going to be like, if you don't see them being with the team long term, why would you hold on to them now? Right? Like Teddy Blueger is
Make it
another
make
person.
sense.
Yeah, Teddy Blueger is another person I've kind of had in the back of my mind with that. But like,
I'm very confused by his presence, I'm not gonna lie. He dumbfounds me a little.
dumbfounds you.
Yeah. I just I genuinely don't know what to think.
Mm-hmm.
Because when he's good, but when he's bad, he's really bad. So I'm like, okay, yes, you're capable, but you've also have an injury track record. You were out for most of the season. Are you really gonna benefit the team long term? Don't know. So, yeah. Those
And
are just
again,
my thoughts.
yeah. And again, the fact that he is a pending UFA too. I honestly am of the kind of thought that anyone whose contract expires at the end of the season who can provide another team with a little bit of value,
Goodbye.
bye. Goodbye.
Sayonara. We'll see
Not
you later.
it's not like no nothing personal against you. Not at all. It's just when
It's
you
business.
when you look at the position that the organization is in now and you look at where they look like they're going, if you're not part of the long-term future, why are they still keeping you here, right? Like it's one of those things. It's nothing personal, and I'm sure they're fantastic human beings, but
Yeah.
yeah. So
Anyways, moving on.
yeah, moving on from trades because we talk about goalies too much, we talk about trades too much. There is one thing we talk about a lot, but it's a positive, and that is Linus Karlsson. But instead of going right to Linus Karlsson, I'm gonna pose the question to you about how the Canucks' rookies have been doing so far this season. Because in theory, really, if you want to get technical, Karlsson is still a rookie.
Yeah.
Tom Willander is also a rookie. Zeev Buium is also a rookie. Liam Öhgren is
Sasson.
also a rookie, and Jonathan Lekkerimäki is also a rookie. And
Does Sasson
honestly,
count?
I
Or did he
don't
play
think
in the
he does.
previous season?
He played. Karlsson played last season. It's like a game thing where it's the amount of games, and then I think
Oh,
age as well,
okay, yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, okay.
Yeah. So because of the age thing, I think Karlsson just barely makes the cut.
Okay, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
So honestly, when I look at that list of rookies, like I'm not disappointed, right? Like when you think about how they've played so far and all that
I
kind of
think
stuff.
they're performing the best to their ability right now. So,
With consideration to their surroundings.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like they are not in an environment like okay, I hate to be that person, but they are not in an environment where it is easy to thrive in.
Yep.
But given the circumstances, I think they're doing well.
Oh yeah. Oh
Like
yeah.
you can't really ask for much more than the effort that they put in, right?
Mm-hmm.
And yes, they make mistakes and it's sometimes you're like, what are you doing, you know? But like at the end of the day, these guys have just entered the NHL.
Mm-hmm.
Like they don't know what the expectations are. They don't understand what the gameplay is like. Like they've been playing with people that don't have as high of a hockey IQ or experience, and now they're going up against people like Connor McDavid,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, man, I got to get my stuff together. Like, you know? So, all things considered, I think they're doing well.
Mm-hmm. And especially like you think about kind of back to that point of like just stepping into the NHL and making those mistakes. When you do make a mistake and you're told that it's a mistake, you can kind of learn from it, right? The next time you'll be like, oh, I'm not going to do that, right? It's a
Yeah.
learning experience. And like, it's not a bad thing for them to be making mistakes, especially at this point in their careers. It's when you're a veteran or something and you're making those same mistakes, that's when you're kind of like, mm-mm.
And you're like,
But if,
hey,
yeah, if you're like a 20-year-old rookie, a 20, 21-year-old rookie, like
yeah,
now is the time to be making those mistakes and learning from them. We have to add and learning from them.
and learning from them.
Yeah. I would wager that for us, Linus Karlsson has probably been the most impressive rookie because it does feel like we talk about him every episode, but
It's hard not to.
reasonably so. I mean, I was looking recently; he's actually tied for fifth in points on the Canucks, which that kind of snuck up on me. I was like, I knew he'd been playing well, but then you look and you're like, oh yeah, like the numbers back it up.
Yep. Which I'm very happy for him.
Mhm.
Good
Yeah.
job, Linus.
Yes.
You're doing well.
This is a Linus Karlsson Stan podcast.
Yep. Stand podcast.
But like it's like moving past Carlson, some of the other rookies, like I know we've talked about Liam Öhgren a lot as well. And again, for a 21-year-old, like he's spent time in the NHL, but not full seasons, right? This is his first time kind of getting that near full season load of games in. And honestly, like from like the hustle, the forecheck, the energy and kind of vibe that he brings to the room. I don't know if you saw it, but there was a clip today at
Oh, in
practice.
the press. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and he's like I don't even know whose goalie stick it is, but he's like poking it in there too. I haven't seen that level of playfulness from this team in maybe like a couple years. Yeah.
I think they've forgotten how to have fun. And honestly, I'm kind of glad that there are a lot of rookies because it kind of shows to me that, like, okay, maybe we are committed to the rebuild now.
Mhm.
Like, and at the end of the day, yes, they're not winning games or they're not playing 100%, but if they're having fun, then it's fun to watch.
Yeah. Like it's you can be a club that's playing well but just not having fun, or you can be a club that is working towards the future and is enjoying themselves at the same time, right? Like at the end of the day, it's a team in there, right? And you need to
Yeah.
like you need
You
to
need to act like a team.
exactly like you need like each other, right? You don't have to be friends with everybody, but be friendly, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Liam Öhgren has been a bit of a standout to me as well. We've seen him on the penalty kill a bit recently, which again for a rookie, pretty good. You don't see it very often. It indicates trust that Adam Foote has in him. But can kind of talk a bit about the defensemen too. Of course, Zeev Buium is out for a bit now, and
I think he's
his
made some interesting choices.
Mhm.
When I watch him play, I'm like, he'll have a flash of a good moment, and then I'm like, oh, you know?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say that he's a standout, but like he's playing, he's doing the best that he can. I mean, not much else you can really ask for.
Exactly. And like same logic for all the other rookies too, to me as well as like for me, I just tend to notice Buium's mistakes a little more. And it's probably
Yeah.
if anything because he's like a defenseman, right? When it comes to a forward, you might not notice it as much. I don't know. This is just personally speaking. I find if there's a mistake and it's a defender, I notice it a little more. But yeah, like
Yeah.
he like it's interesting like his trajectory for me right now just because again he's really young, like a lot of these players are very young and this is his first season, so I get making the mistakes and like we just mentioned, like making those mistakes in an environment where you can learn from them, apply them to your game, learn from them and go from there, right? Like that with that being said, it's like, you don't want to be making the same things all the time.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. For him, I'm kind of like we've seen flashes, like you said, but I'm waiting for the
The huzzah,
yeah, the oh,
the pizzazz.
yeah. And part of it with the expectations for him might be the fact that like he was part of the trade for Hughes, so automatically a lot of people were probably like, "This is our next Hughes," right? And
They put so much emphasis on that, and I was like, guys, he's
Mhm.
just a child.
I know.
Like, if we can remember Hughes's early days, like
Mhm.
they were not great. Let's
Yeah,
be real here. He developed, he learned how to play his game, he got confident. That's when we started to see results. You
exactly.
can't expect someone to just step into those types of shoes
Mm-hmm.
with no experience.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. Especially in this kind of setting, because when like and like to me the differences are as well in where when Hughes first came into the league and it was his rookie season,
Mhm.
excellent core of veteran defensemen there. You had Tyler Myers was there, Chris Tanev was there, Alex Edler. Like you had a good set of defenders who he could play with and kind of like round
Learn
out
from.
his game. And when he did make those mistakes, they would hold him accountable, right? Whereas where Buium is coming in here,
He's also playing with other rookies. Like,
uh-huh. Yeah, exactly. And like the other tough thing about that is like I don't like of course there have been consistent pairings, like defensive pairings, but they've switched a lot.
they have
Like there's
switched so
no
much.
like there's no real consistent like with Hughes at least for a while he was with Tanev and then he was with the like whoever was next, Hamannik, whatever. And then Hronek eventually. Whereas with Buium in his first season, it's kind of just like he'll be with Myers 1 minute next, and then
Better
another
set
player, and then
men,
all of a
whatever,
sudden
yeah.
he's with another rookie, right? It like where it's kind of like like when you're younger, you need that stability too, right? And we've talked about that again, but like especially when you're a young defenseman and you're still learning the game, you're still learning the NHL pace of play. And it's hard to kind of like when you've got different partners who play different styles or are more willing to do different things when they're on the ice than the others, is kind of you don't always know what to expect, right? Yeah. So, well, he's a rookie. Give him time, right?
Yeah. Let him cook.
Let him cook, right?
Let him simmer.
Simmer, put him on the back burner for a little
Yeah.
bit, and then he'll be ready.
And then he'll be ready.
Oh, okay, complete, sorry, tangent, but on that topic, there was a survey The Athletic did recently, and the Canucks Rogers Arena was voted 29th in the NHL for best arena. Do you think you could guess the top three in the league? Because I feel like one of
Florida?
hmm?
Panthers? The Panthers? No.
Mm-mm. Like
Oilers?
because
Oilers?
it's like
What?
because it actually like the first one kind of didn't surprise me for a couple reasons, but and then the second, but the third one kind of caught me off guard.
What are they?
So number one was Montreal Bell Center, which I think I did,
Really?
yeah, I didn't look at the whole breakdown of the categories, but I do think atmosphere probably factored into that, and then like the history behind the building.
Yeah.
T-Mobile, which is Vegas, came in second. And I know they put on a show there, so I'm
Yeah.
kind of also not surprised by that. Third was Tampa Bay's arena. It's called Benchmark International.
What does it look like?
I'll be honest, I thought Climate Pledge would be up there just because of how new it
Climate
is.
Pledge is what team?
That's Seattle, the brand spanking new, like
The brand new one.
the brand new, like
I mean, the Tampa, yeah, it seems nice, but like interesting. Yeah,
yeah.
well, yeah. I guess people want what they want.
I was kind of surprised, but then one of the
I'm
categories
surprised the
like
Bell Center is so high up. Like I've been to the Bell Center. It's not that it's not nice, but it's not that nice. And if that is the standard that we are holding all of the NHL rinks to, man alive, do we need to bump it up a little.
I I've been to the Bell Center too. I haven't been to Climate Pledge, but just the things I've heard. Um Where else have I been? I've been to the Saddle Dome. And actually, the Saddle Dome ranked higher than Rogers Arena,
The Saddle Dome is what team?
Calgary. That's the one that's getting demolished in pretty soon to make way for a new arena. But I think where the ranking kind of tanked Vancouver is one of the categories considered was affordability.
Ah,
Hence
yeah.
why, yeah.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Fun sidetrack, but
Yeah, fun sidetrack. We're on the topic of arenas and rinks and stuff, but
yeah.
that was fun. So yeah, the Canucks have the 29th best arena in the NHL. But
Who's the worst?
I'll let you guess. There were, I wanna say, okay, 29, 30, 3 teams that placed below Vancouver.
Anaheim?
One of these actually surprised me. Yeah.
What are they? I
So
clearly am not good at
LA's
getting
came in 30th.
Really?
But the reason being, I think, mainly was because it's right in the middle of the city and it gets so congested with traffic after. I
Yeah.
think that was a lot of people's complaints. But it's a
A nice
fairly
arena.
new arena, I think. So yeah, but again, I haven't been there, so I don't know what it's like. But
Yeah.
Key Bank, which is Buffalo's,
Okay.
was 31st, and then the Ottawa Senators came in 32nd.
Okay, that yeah, fair
Makes
enough.
sense.
I probably could have guessed that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and then everything else kind of,
Yeah.
yeah. But anyways, fun tangent. We can go back to the Olympics, I guess. But yeah, that was fun. Bad arenas, good arenas, arenas that are not quite complete yet, and might not be, but anyways. So to kind of shift gears, I guess, from the Canucks over to the Olympics, which I'm sure will be a much more fun watch, with all the high-end skill on those rosters. Let's take a look at maybe some storylines for both the Canucks and the Goldeneyes heading into the Olympics. For me, one of the things that I'm going to be looking at the most is the kind of the bubble players that look like they could potentially be on the move come trade deadline. And for me, for the Canucks, that's Teddy Blueger, like we mentioned earlier, David Kämpf, Lukas Reichel. All 3 of them are going to be on Olympic rosters and most likely going to be getting expanded roles on those Olympic rosters because of the structure of the teams that they're going to be on.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm kind of interested to see if like a good run with a team, like for example, if Teddy Blueger and Latvia do pull off like the unthinkable and end up going like into the semifinals or something. I don't think that's gonna happen, but like if something like that happens, would that increase trade value, right? Like that's something that I'm kind of keeping an eye on, like especially with Blueger. But I don't know, like that's it, like it's interesting to think about that in regards to the Olympics. Of course, I'm gonna be watching Canada, but for both the men's and the women's teams, but
Yeah.
just to kind of keep an eye on some of the other players on other teams who could potentially make a name for themselves. It'll be interesting to see.
I'm excited. It'll be interesting. I think we were going to mention it, but the lack of youth in the women's hockey team
Yeah.
is something I probably wasn't expecting. It's very veteran heavy.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, like I was looking a little while ago, and I think there's only like a handful of players who were born in the 2000s. Not calling the players old,
No, no, no.
expressing that sincerely, wholeheartedly, not calling them old. But but when you look at the US team that has a whole bunch of college invites, and you look at Canada who is trending towards the more experienced side, part of me is wondering if, given what we saw during the rivalry series when Canada kind of got smoked by the US, I wonder if they're kind of using that approach of experience more than youth and hoping that kind of carries them to the gold medal.
I don't know. I feel like you need to have some youthful presence, right?
Mhm.
Like they bring a, a factor that veterans can't.
Mhm.
And that's like, oh, I'm gonna sound so bad saying this. Again, we're not calling you guys old, but they have more energy, just point blank period.
Foot speed, right? And
Foot
like
speed, yeah, exactly.
endurance. Oh my God, we probably sound terrible right now, but we do not mean this as an insult.
Yes.
We're talking strictly hockey.
Yeah, so for me that's kind of my only thing, but I mean, I I'm not on the committee to choose, so
Mhm.
then again, what do I know? I just talk about hockey.
Exactly. And like the part where I'm concerned is that because the US is so much of a faster team and Canada, of course, steering against like away from the whole youth speed side of things. Like as much as they probably could rely on their goaltenders to help them get to a point of success, that's
Mm.
not a great strategy.
Yeah.
Especially when you look at the US's goaltending situation, like I, like Aaron Frankel is probably going to play really well, and I'm wondering. I like, of course, being Canadian, you always want Canada to win, but I'm a little worried.
I just want to see good hockey.
Mhm.
I think that's my goal.
And I think we will,
Yeah.
definitely will. Um, but yeah,
Fingers crossed.
I am kind of like interested as well because of course a lot of people pencil in Canada and US for gold, like in the gold medal on the women's side, but a lot of people kind of I feel like are torn between who could compete for bronze. And I feel like the two teams that are kind of really putting their names out there are Finland and Czechia.
Yeah. I feel like I've heard a lot, especially recent years. Those two seem to be the ones that are like kind of fighting for, not for third, but like in that top five. They're
Mhm.
constantly in the top five, you know?
Yeah. Especially given I mean, bias aside, because there are Goldeneyes on both of those teams. Like the amount of players that you're seeing from both nations starting to make their way to the PWHL, I do wonder if that kind of adds to that, where you see these nations becoming more competitive now that there's a league, like a
Mhm.
professional, like a main professional league established in North America. Like, and you're seeing those players kind of move towards that, gravitate towards that. I wonder if as that kind of develops more, are we going to be seeing more from those nations? I feel like yes, given that we're already seeing a pretty big movement over there, but
We'll see.
yeah.
Time will tell,
Time will tell as it always
as it
does.
always does.
Did you have any other like storylines you're eyeing for either the Canucks or the Goldeneyes going into the Olympics? Like,
I'm curious to see what Hronek's able to do.
mhm, yeah.
Just because I think he's wanting to step into a bigger role at Vancouver, and I saw somewhere that it's like pretty much confirmed that he's not going anywhere. Like
Mhm.
he's staying with the Canucks. So I want to see if he does step into a larger role with the he's on Team Czechia, right? If I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Yeah, I'm curious to see if he steps into a bigger role and kind of I don't want to say like proves himself, but like shows us that he is the player that we want him to be, like it'll be interesting.
Yeah. Especially because again, like you said, the expanded role, like here you have other players that are you've seen like Zeev Buium and Tom Willander on like the first unit power play, for example, and then whereas with Czechia, Hronek will probably be their main guy on the blue line, like when it comes to just doing everything.
Hmm.
Um, And of course, when you're playing against best on best, like when you're playing against like Canada and the US, that's going to be a hard thing to do. So it will be interesting. And then to see if maybe he takes a leadership role as well.
That's what I'm curious about.
Yeah.
Like, I think maybe he'll get an A. I don't know who will get the C, but I'm not super familiar with Team Czechia, but
Yeah. I would wonder if maybe actually I'm not gonna hedge any bets on that yet. I'm anything
we gotta
everything
wait.
is there's literally only two one team for both the men's and women's who I know who will be captain.
Crosby.
Crosby for Canada,
Boo
Marie-Philippe
for
Poulin
yeah,
for yeah.
for Canada as well, yeah.
Yeah. So
Why
that
not?
and then
Shocking, yeah.
everything else
Up in the air.
up in the air, I feel like. Um, but yeah, so who knows? I mean, he has won an A at the World Championships a couple times, Hronek. Um, could he wear the C? I don't know. I guess we will see.
We will see.
We will see.
Sorry.
Anyways, uh there is another player I am very interested in seeing if they end up wearing a C as well. C puns today. And that's steering away from the NHL, but that's Michelle Karvinen. Because she
I
did
think she will.
she was captain at their most recent world championship. And I don't know, like it's
She deserves it.
yeah,
We love Karvinen.
we Karvinen Stan house here.
We have we're Linus Karlsson, Karvinen, and Mashmeyer stands.
Yeah.
In case I haven't made it clear.
In case people were not aware
Yeah.
after hearing it week after week. But yeah, and I mean, like this is her fifth Olympics, right?
hmm
Like we need to let that set in. Five
Yeah.
Olympics.
Yeah.
Five. Like
That's a lot.
that's a lot. Like the and to consistently be named to a team like that, to consistently produce as well.
hmm
I like will playing I'm curious about if playing in the PWHL and playing against some of these players in this league setting will impact how she plays at the Olympics in terms of like for example if she sees like Teresa Venisheva coming down the wing towards her, is she gonna know what to do, right? I feel like
hmm
you're gonna be a lot more prepared than how you have been in the past, right? So
Yeah.
that'll be something interesting to look out for. On the women's side, um, what else? I am also curious about who will start for the Canadian women's team. Who will start in net? Just because I don't know if it'll be Mashmeyer to start.
I know. I know. But that's okay. You can't have everything in life.
Can't have everything. But you know what? I feel like in some ways, like I okay, again, this sounds bad, but like it's a good thing if Mashmeyer doesn't start in the sense that it means that Anne Renee Desbiens is playing well, right? Like it's a good thing for Team Canada if she doesn't start. And in some ways, maybe it's a good thing for the Goldeneyes too, because then she's not playing all those extra games. But in all fairness, like even if Mashmeyer gets tired towards the end of the season, you still have a very, very good goaltender in Kristen Campbell. So
There's positives all the way around.
exactly, right? There are positives, but I'm sure Mash will get into at least a game or two. Don't know if she's going to start right off the bat, but
We'll see.
we'll see her at some point. Yeah. But
Yeah.
we can move on from that and kind of segue over into the Goldeneyes now and talk about they are officially past the halfway point of their season now, and they are on break for the Olympics, of course. With the first half of the season now done, what have been the storylines that have kind of stuck out to you the most about this Goldeneyes team?
Inconsistency, not being able to play away from home. I think that's the main thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that it's not like there are definitely some positives, but it's just certainly something that I've noticed and I feel like has been reoccurring theme throughout the whole season for them at this
Mhm.
point.
Yeah.
What about you?
Lack of scoring is
Yeah.
the thing I've noticed, and especially when you look at prior to Sarah Nurse's return, the majority of your offense was coming from your blue line,
Yes. I remember
which
that. Yeah. You're
which
right.
is
You're totally
not
right.
a yeah, not a great thing. It's great for the defenders if they're not, if they're still doing the defending part of the
Yeah.
game. But like it reflects a bit poorly on your offense if a lot of your offense is coming from the defense. That's something that kind of ties into one of the other things I had in mind, which is some very skilled, very key players not scoring their first goal of the season for an extended period of time. I know we talked a lot about Hannah Miller not getting her first goal for a while, Michelle Karvinen, Venisheva, all these places all these people, sorry, who kind of were waiting on that first goal for a very long time. And of
Mhm.
course, they've finally gotten them now, but
It
it
took a while.
took a while, yeah. And I think one of the biggest, if not the biggest, for me has been Hannah Miller. Just what has been going on with her, how it
Where
feels
is she?
it feels almost like she had such a good season last year to the point where people were like penciling her into Team Canada on the Olympics automatically. And then something happens, she comes here and then
Nothing.
like what happened, right? Like and I understand that it's hard right now because players are like it brand new team, brand new facility, brand new like
Brand new everything.
coach systems, everything is so
Yeah.
new and you kind of have to figure that out while figuring out a lot of stuff. But at the same time, we're now halfway through the season and it's kind of like,
It's like you should be able to do this.
yeah,
Yeah.
which is why I'm hoping that the extra practice time during the break helps towards the back half of the season, but
We'll see.
yeah, who knows, right?
Yeah.
um
Like, yeah. Anything else you want to add or
I feel like we need to end it on a positive note. Because I'm like we're like, oh, this and that and this and that, now we're like,
I think the most positive thing that has come out of the Goldeneyes is the fans.
yeah.
The stadium, the fans showing up for the team every single time and like people really embracing them. I think
Mhm.
that has been such a positive and so nice to see.
Mhm.
So that's there. That's our
Yeah,
positive.
the fans, and we know that the players really appreciate it as well. They can
Yeah.
hear everybody
They can
singing.
hear everything. Yeah.
They can hear people singing ABBA at the like halfway through the third period. They could see
Yeah.
the wave. I think it was the most recent game where they started a wave during the second period and it went all around the arena. It was a big wave too.
That's
And
cool.
like yeah, just the how loud the fan like how warmly the fans have like kind of received this team. That's definitely a big storyline
Yeah.
for the first half of the season. um Whether that reflects on the play or not and how they play at home, that doesn't matter.
That doesn't
The
matter.
city has a team that they are willing to cheer for regardless of their on ice performance right now, and hopefully that continues throughout the time that this team spends here.
100%. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think that's
Okay.
positive of an ending for now, but uh take care everyone. We've got something fun planned for next week.
Yeah.
But
I'm
you will
excited for next week's
yeah.
episode.
Yeah, if we can get it figured out. But
Yeah.
in the meantime, thank you all for listening. We will be
Yeah.
back next week and then we'll probably take a break after that during the Olympics, but we'll figure that out later.
Yeah.
Hope everybody has a great week. January is finally almost
Over.
over.
Yeah.
But yeah, take care, everybody. As always, leave a
And
comment
we'll,
for topic suggestions, reach out, all that stuff.
exactly.
Yeah, and we will
And we'll see you
talk
next week.
next week.